Hi, my name is Peter Irish. I'm the President of Business Coaching of Northern California. Welcome to the FocalPoint NORCAL Forum. Today we're talking with Jason Beck, an Associate Vice President of Asset Management at Alexandria Real Estate Equities here in San Francisco. Jason, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about ARE?
Alexandria Real Estate Equities is a real estate investment trust focused on the development of urban, life science, and technology campuses throughout the United States, with holdings in China, India, and throughout Canada.
Thank you for that, Jason. Now, what does that mean here closer to home in the Bay Area?
Here in San Francisco, we manage over 3 million square feet of laboratory and office space in 3 distinct submarkets: Mission Bay, South San Francisco, and the Mid-Peninsula region.
That's really interesting. Now, who exactly are your tenants? Would we know their names?
Our tenants are many of the leading biotech, pharma, and technology companies throughout the Bay Area, such companies as Bayer Healthcare, Illumina, Genentech, Uber, and Pinterest.
I see. So, how are Alexandria Real Estate's offices different than your average office, Jason?
Our office space is referred to as lab office space. It's a mixture of your traditional office spaces like desks, conference rooms, and support areas fixed together with large laboratories, both wet and dry laboratories, servicing lots of research and development for leading technology products.
Now, in my experience, that means that the office space would consume more energy per square foot. And of course, CO2 equivalents are more or less in direct proportion to the energy that's consumed. Now, is that of concern to your clients?
Many of our tenants are publicly traded companies that have published corporate goals in order to reduce their carbon footprint.
Now, for new buildings, that must be relatively easy. As new technology arrives, you can simply build it in and improve the overall CO2 footprint. But what do you do about existing buildings? How does Alexandria address that, Jason?
As the leading real estate investment trust servicing the life sciences and technology industries, we want to help these companies and support them in their endeavors to reduce their overall carbon footprint, as well as reduce their energy consumption and, as a result, reduce their operating expenses.
In the abstract, that all sounds fairly simple and direct, but imagine several million square feet occupied by tenants who are actively manufacturing pharmaceuticals and doing other kinds of activities. How do you manage all of these activities as an ongoing suite while the tenants are actually in their space? How do you minimize the interruptions, Jason?
For example, we do the easy things first, the low-hanging fruit, if you will. We replace light bulbs with LEDs and change set points. And the longer-term items, such as replacing equipment and the like, would involve detailed engineering, which would take more time, and the delivery of long lead equipment items.
Now, I guess communication is also going to be key, Jason, to this project. How will you actually involve your tenants on an ongoing basis so that they're clear on the benefits?
The execution of these complex projects involves a detailed coordination effort with both our engineering and contractor execution team, as well as the owners and occupants of each facility.
And how will you engage them?
This effort will be managed utilizing a Microsoft Office Gantt chart and weekly coordination meetings. Again, this is where we are going to need your help.
So I understand that operating costs will be reduced as much as possible to offset capital costs. But ultimately, who actually pays for these projects, Jason?
Now is the important question of who's going to pay for all this. Well, we all are. Initially, Alexandria is going to put up the capital, and then through our lease agreements, we're going to capitalize these projects and amortize the recoveries over the lease term.
Now let me introduce our other guest today. This is Matt Wegworth, who is Vice President of Energy Services at Syserco, an energy services company active in the construction industry here in the Bay Area. Welcome, Matt.
Good afternoon. My name is Matt Wegworth. I work for Syserco as the VP of Energy Services. Syserco is an energy solutions company. We've been around for close to 40 years. Our real goal is to help partner with owners to help them achieve their desires for being more efficient and sustainable. So we focus on many building systems to help them achieve that goal.
Now, have you been able to establish long-term targets, benchmarks that you'll want to hit every year over the next, 5 or 10 years? And if so, what would they be, Jason?
That's a good question. Matt, would you like to address that?
A good job for us, or a job well done, is one where we've had a significant impact on a client's operation from a good way, where we've helped reduce their energy costs, their utility spend from gas, water, electricity, and we've done it in a way that helped improve the facility and the environment for the occupants. Typically, for every kilowatt hour we save or every therm, there's an equivalent greenhouse gas emission reduction. So you get sort of this 1 + 1 = 3 moment where we've solved a problem, we've improved the environment, and we've made it for a healthier place for people to live, work, learn. So we feel really good about that. And it's a long race, so we enjoy those longer relationships with clients where we're there project by project, helping to meet their overall goals and hopes for a better environment for their occupants.
So what else would you like our audience to know about ARE and about this wonderful initiative to reduce the CO2?
The tenants have been real wonderful to work with. So they've been a real interested group to understand how they can improve their operations themselves. They've got many of our publicly traded companies, and they're trying to do their best for their shareholders to reduce costs and improve the environment for their employees. So they've been right with us and been a real pleasure to work with and helping develop these projects.
Jason, what do you think?
In summary, I'd like you to know that everybody at ARE is committed to helping you reduce your operating expenses and helping you achieve your sustainability goals. Together, we can achieve some great things.
Thank you very much, Jason Beck of ARE, for this wonderful project. And thank you, Matt Wegworth of Syserco. And thank you, all of our audience at home who have tuned in to this FocalPoint NORCAL forum.